Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Callum and I'm a soon-to-be first-year medical student. If you saw my last video, you would have seen that I didn't get into my first choice uni. However, with my centre assessed grades, I got A-star AA, so I met the terms of my offer. So that means after a long 3 weeks of waiting, I found out that I got into my first choice uni, Imperial College. So that's where I'm going to be going in October to study. Thank you to all the people that messaged to congratulate me. I've also had a few people message me asking me for advice and to make videos on certain subjects. I wanted to start by making a video on writing your personal statement, because that's where I feel like I was saved, because my BMAT and my UCAT score weren't the best. However, despite that, I still got interviews at the 4 unis that I applied to. So I applied to study medicine at Imperial College, UCL, Queen Mary and St George's. I got interviews at all 4 and I got offers from UCL, Imperial and St George's. Firstly, one of the main things is character limit. You have a character limit of 4,000 including spaces, and a line limit of 47. So that means you have space to show your personality, but you have to work on being concise. You need to bear this in mind whilst writing your personal statement, but don't worry about it too much, because you can always remove characters once you feel like you're finished. It's very hard to get what you want to say into your personal statement, so you need to make sure you read through it and make sure that you only have information that's important and adds value to your personal statement without going on. It's very easy to write a lot, but it won't always add value to your personal statement, and sometimes it'll make people think that you're not very focused on the path that you want to take. I definitely wouldn't advise going under the character limit, because those characters that you could have used could be the difference between you getting the offer and someone else getting the offer. So I'd definitely make sure you make use of every single character that you can. In my personal statement, I used 3,999 characters, including spaces, so that means I had space for one more character. So I really pushed it to the edge, but it worked out for me, and I got the interviews where I wanted to go. The second thing that I did while preparing to write my personal statement was to look at example personal statements. So whether that for me was someone that was going to study medicine or not, it was good for me to learn the structure of what a personal statement looked like before I did it myself. Once you work out the structure that you want to follow, you can write down a list of what you want to include in your personal statement and find ways to link those points together. This is also an opportunity for you to find things that people haven't said before, so you can find a gap and capitalize on it to make your personal statement shine through. My next point is it's a personal statement, so you should make it personal to you. This means everything that you say in your personal statement should relate back to you in some way. This can vary from things that you did to things that you saw that had an impact on you. This also means that everything you write should be true. You shouldn't lie about anything in your personal statement, because if you have an interview like I did, they can see straight through them. Also, you just don't want your whole future based off of lies. Some people might, but I don't know for them. Even though I say this, you need to big yourself up as much as possible, because even though it might feel unnatural, everyone else will be doing it, and you don't want to seem dull in comparison. You want to seem like you're an interesting person that they want to take on. Something that I mentioned earlier is you want your personal to stand out, and another way to do this is to use powerful lines. You do want to use powerful and punchy lines throughout, however I definitely recommend adding one little sentence at the end that really tops it off. For example, at the end of my personal statement, I wrote about how I achieved the best grades out of my male peers in school despite my dyslexia. I did that to show that I had resilience and to show that I was willing to put the work in to do well or do better than other people. Another thing that I did whilst writing my personal statement is that I wrote with emotion and passion. You just don't want to sound like a robot when people are reading your personal statement. They want to see the person behind the paper. You want to show that you're an individual and that you're really passionate about what you're talking about. In my personal statement, I used a lot of emotive language just to show a real enthusiasm for what I was talking about. To me, another crucial part of making sure your personal statement is high quality is to get it read by other people. I would recommend starting off by getting your teachers to read it, and maybe your parents if they're fine with that. Ask them what they thought was great and also what they thought could be improved. After you feel like you've written a good personal statement and you feel like you're finished, you should try and contact someone in the field that you're applying to study in. So for me that was a doctor, and I asked them to review the personal statement for me. Kindly they did, and they gave me some really good input. The reason why you want to do this is because they know how to get into the field that they're working in, so they will know what will impress the admissions teams and what won't. You should ask them to suggest any changes that they believe would strengthen your personal statement and rewrite parts based on that information. The doctor that I asked to read my personal statement suggested some really good changes. They said it was a good personal statement, but while I rewrote those areas, I still kept it me, which leads me nicely onto the next part. Finally, the most important part of writing your personal statement is making sure that it's you. You can get these people to read and review your personal statement, you can follow guides, but ultimately you need to keep it you, and it needs to reflect on you as a person. The people that are reading your personal statement have to be able to see your personality through the text. If you're writing parts of your personal statement and you feel like you're veering away from what's you, you should definitely go back and rewrite those areas and write what you feel is true to you, because ultimately universities want to have an idea of what you're like as a person. Anyway, I hope that helped you with your application. If you have any questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram and I'll happily answer them for you. Good luck with your application and thank you for watching. Oh, wow. Goodbye.
She wants it wrapped around her finger and hold me down. Wait, no, I hold my own. Baby, I hold my own.